On November 14th, 1998, the members of the Techtonic Theater Project traveled to Laramie, Wyoming, and conducted interviews with the people of the town. During the next year, we would return to Laramie several times and conduct over 200 interviews. The play you're about to see is edited from those interviews, as well as from journal entries by members of the company and other found texts. Company member Greg Perotti.
My first interview was with Sergeant Hinge of the Laramie Police Department. At the start of the interview, he was sitting behind his desk. Sitting something like this. I was born and raised here. My family is third generation. My grandparents moved here in the early 1900s. We're basically three. Well, my daughter makes it fourth generation. Quite a while. It's a good place to live, good people, lots of space. Now, all the towns in southern Wyoming are laid out in space because the railroad came through. It was as far as they could go without having to refuel and rewater, and Laramie was a major stopping point. That's why the towns are spaced so far apart. We're one of the largest states in the country, the least populated.
There's so much space between people and towns here, so much time for reflection.
Rebecca Hilliker, head of the theater department at the University of Wyoming.
And I think you have an opportunity to be happy in your life here, and I found that people are nicer here than in the Midwest, where I used to teach, because they're happier. I mean, they're happy the sun is shining, and it shines here a lot.
What you have is, you got your old-time traditional type ranchers. They've been here forever. Laramie's been the hub of where they come in for supplies and stuff like that.
Stewardship is the one thing all our ancestors taught us.
Eileen Engen, rancher.
If you don't take care of your land and you lose it, then you lose your living. So the first thing you gotta do is take care of your land and do everything you can to improve it.
I love it here.
Doc O'Connor, limousine driver.
You couldn't put me back in that mess back east. Best thing about it is the climate. The cold, the wind. They say the Wyoming wind will drive a man insane, but you know what? It don't bother me. Well, some of the time it bothers me, but most of the time it don't.
And then you got the university population.
I moved here after living in a couple of big cities.
Philip Dubois, president of the University of Wyoming.
I loved it there, but you'd have to be out of your mind to let your kids out after dark. And here in the summertime, my kids play out till past, 11, and I don't think twice about it.
And then you got the people that live in Laramie, basically.
I moved here from rural Texas.
Zachy Salmon, Laramie resident.
Now, if you don't know someone here, you will definitely know someone they know. And I love it. I mean, I go to the grocery store, and I love it because I can visit with 4 or 5 or 6 people every time I go. And I don't mind people knowing my business. Because, I mean, what is my business, you know? My business is basically good.
I like the trains, too. They don't bother me. Well, some of the time they bother me, but most of the time they don't, even though one goes by every 13 minutes up by where I live.
Doc actually lives up in Bossler, but everybody in Laramie knows him. He's also not really a doctor.
They used to carry cattle, them trains. Now all they carry is diapers and cars.
I grew up in Cody, Wyoming.
April Silva, university student.
Laramie is better than where I grew up. I'll give it that.
It's a good place to live. Good people, lots of space. Now, when the incident happened with the boy, a lot of press people come here. At one time, they followed me up to the crime scene. It was a beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous day. The sky was that blue that, you know, you can't really paint. It's just sky blue. It's just gorgeous, and the mountains in the background, and a little snow on them, and this reporter, lady person, she says.
Well, who found the boy? I mean, who was out here anyway?
And I say, well, it's a really popular area for people to run. mountain biking's really big up here. Horseback riding. And, well, it's close to town. And she looks at me and she says,
Who in the hell would want to run out here?
and I'm thinking, lady, you're missing the point. I mean, all you have to do is look around, see the mountains, smell the air, hear the birds. Just take in what's around you. They were just nothing but the story. I didn't feel judged. I just felt that they were stupid.
It's hard to talk about Laramie now. To tell you what Laramie is for us.
Jedediah Schultz.
If you would have asked me before, I would have told you that Laramie is a beautiful town. Secluded enough that you can have your own identity. A town with a strong sense of community. Everyone knows everyone. A town with a personality that most larger cities are stripped of. Now, after Matthew, I would say that Laramie is a town defined by an accident, by a crime. We've become Waco. We've become Jasper. We're a noun, a definition, a sign. We may be able to change that someday, but it'll sure take a while.